Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and help me get to that 5,000 subscriber mark. In our first story, when choosing beggars buy a home, they want everything included. Let's jump right in. So right now, my parents are selling a condo for a bigger one as they are heading towards retirement. This condo is a second home, and I used it for college even. The condo is in America, but it's in a pretty touristy place. Lots of beaches and international people live here. We managed to get an offer pretty quickly from a young couple that are just starting out. My dad is handling the negotiations. My mom is better at negotiations, but her writing skills aren't that good, since English is her second language, so she left it to my dad. As we were closing the sale, though, they asked if we could throw some of the furniture in for free. We were fine with the furniture cause it would be a pain to move it and store it in this area. My dad agreed with them taking the furniture, but it all went downhill from there. They kept asking for more, and he didn't have the heart to say no to them. This eventually snowballed into them asking for everything, as in the spices, the dishes, the paintings, the kitchen appliances, heck, even a remove your shoes sign. They wanted so much stuff, the realtor eventually just sent a list of the things they wanted from each room so we can see it and cross off the items we didn't want to give them. Some of the stuff was mine from college. We crossed off anything that was basically new or good quality items that we wanted to take to the new place, such as the smart TV, the Roomba, some dishes that had sentimental value, stuff like that. We just got a reply back from the realtor today, and apparently they want us to reconsider not giving them the TV and the Roomba. What's crazy is that we were already giving them a pretty nice wireless vacuum and they still wanted the Roomba. This is thousands of dollars worth of stuff we are throwing in for free, as they are taking all the furniture except for my desk and chair, and they are still asking for the handful of items that we wanted to keep. The realtor says we should keep in mind that they are just starting out and that they don't have anything. I have a feeling some miscommunication went on between the realtor and him, and my dad just went along with it anyway because he hates negotiations. My dad doesn't care and just wants to get a new condo quickly. He is an extremely generous guy, but this is probably one of the worst times that it bit us in the butt. We might just end up giving them a TV that's an older model but bigger, since now it's just being stored at a friend's house. It's a 50-inch TV, but it's not a smart TV. My mom is pissed. Now, my mom is coming into negotiations last minute. When my mom heard that they were sending a list of what they wanted, she began to take part in the emails to see what was really being said between my dad and the realtor. She decided she needed to be involved once she realized that they were trying to take basically everything but the food in the fridge and our mugs. I think after this, my mom is going to include herself in all house negotiations, since she got so mad at my dad for letting it get this far. I guess this is a learning lesson for us. In story number 2, we have a choosing beggar father who quickly learns how to turn his son's injury into free stuff everywhere. When I was around 10 or so, I broke my ankle during a youth football game. I could walk with my cast and crutches, but my dad had me ride in a wheelchair in most public places. Being a kid, I loved being pushed around wherever I went. It was like going on a ride every day. Looking back now, though, I see where my dad's new sense of entitlement came from. Ironically, my dad didn't believe I was hurt at first because he was so focused on me winning the big game. He even blamed my injury for costing my team the win. However, I think once he saw his injured son in a wheelchair, his face lit up as if the song "I Got a Golden Ticket" was playing in his head. My dad took advantage of just about every handicapped perk he could find: parking spots, bathrooms, ramps. I remember some passers-by stopping by and saying things like, "Oh, you poor thing," or "Oh my gosh, what happened?" My dad was surprisingly cheerful when he explained what happened. I couldn't tell if he was exaggerating to make me seem stronger than I really was, or to make himself seem like a brave dad protecting his helpless kid. Before long, my dad started using more underhanded methods to use me as a prop. I remember early on in my recovery, my dad took me to Walgreens to get some medicine, but he also got a bag of candy, a toy car, and a miniature get-well balloon to go with it. I was excited that I was getting all these treats. Then, the scene played out similarly to the ice cream parlor scene from Zootopia. That'll be insert dollar amount here. My dad searched around in his pockets for a minute or two. Gosh darn, I left my wallet at home. Then to me, this has got to be the worst recovery day ever, eh, kiddo? I'm sorry about that, sir. Don't worry. I can hold your items if you want to go grab your wallet and then come back later. Come on now, have a heart. You really gonna tell my kid he can't get these treats when he's in this condition? I'm sorry, sir, but it doesn't work that way. I can't just give away our inventory to kids that are handicapped. My dad just kept continuing to argue at the register, getting more and more angry by the second. Then some other parents complained that we were holding up the line. My dad ended up saying something like, "The customer is always right," before we headed out with only my medication. After that, I wasn't so sure if I liked being in a wheelchair anymore. Thankfully, my ankle had fully recovered by fall. In story number 3, a Choosing Beggar friend doesn't think our OP deserves a new PC. For context, I come from a financially unstable family, and most of the money my parents make goes towards my education. To pay back for all the struggles of my parents, I try to get the best grades possible in school. Even though my parents know this, they hate video games and have reduced the time I'm allowed to play to an hour a week. However, I love video games and I always dreamed about getting my own PC. One of my friends, H, knows this and offered to hand me down his gaming PC when he gets a new one in the future. I told my parents about this. At first, they were skeptical, but they said that they'll make a decision when the time actually comes. So after some time, I mentioned this to my other friend, S, who also is crazy about gaming, has his own PC, and has a job of his own and earns about €100 a month. He's the kind of person who gets a new phone every year and has enough money to buy his own stuff. Now, I know you could be saying that I could get a job and earn some money of my own, but in the area I live, it's really hard to get a job, and S is actually kinda lucky to have a job at his age, 16. He is also kinda selfish and can get jealous real quick. On the subway ride back to home, I tell him about H's offer, and he says, "He's giving you that PC?" I say, "Yeah, why?" "That PC has a 2080 Ti, which is a better graphics card than the one I have." Bruh, there's no way he's actually giving you a PC that's better than mine. It was at this moment I started to feel a bit concerned, and I guess I was right to be worried because he says, "Wait, I need to text H if this is really real, because if that's so, then I can get that PC for myself and pass down my PC to you." He said this out loud, and after that he says, "If he is actually giving you that PC, then I actually am gonna need it more than you do, because you don't even play games as much because of your parents. And if I do get it, then I can flex to my other friends on Discord and they will be so jealous." And he also says this out loud. It almost sounded like he said I don't deserve that PC, which I am pretty sure is what he meant. But damn, have I never been so disgusted by a friend before? After this, he goes on to ask H for the PC. He begs for it for almost 10 minutes straight, while I was just standing there on the train next to him, watching my chances of getting a decent PC fade away. Thankfully, H is a loyal person. When I asked about S, he said that if he ever gives the PC to anyone, then it's going to be to me. So H, if you see this post, just know that I appreciate your loyalty, bro. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.